Archangel Michael says, "The silence you felt last night was not emptiness, it was protection surrounding your home like an invisible shield." There were whispers in the dark, rituals held beneath blood-red candles, and your name, your house, was brought up in secret. They gathered in a hidden place, hoping their energy could reach your doorstep. But what they didn't know was that heaven had already sent its warriors before the first chant began. The four corners of your house were touched by light, silent and powerful. Every dark intention collapsed the moment it tried to pass the invisible barrier God built for you. The one who initiated the ritual wanted your peace to fall like crumbling stone. A woman with layered secrets and broken love intended to steal your light and give it to another. But before her voice could complete the final line of the incantation, her own reflection showed her the warning she ignored. She saw Archangel Michael standing behind her, his sword of fire drawn. Not to destroy her yet, but to pause her path. Because God wanted you to know before the next full moon why your dreams felt foggy and your spirit was vibrating unexpectedly. Type Amen to get blessing 333. A jar buried near your house contains more than just dirt, it was planted with a mixture of objects meant to confuse your path. But the soil beneath your home is now humming with divine power. Heaven reversed the pull of those dark prayers. There was a scent carried through the air last Thursday, maybe you smelled smoke or sweetness, but couldn't locate the source. That was the residue of the ritual attempting to find its way to your energy field. Instead, it was met by the vibration of angelic breath. God had already written your address on the heavenly map of protection weeks before the gathering occurred. That's why you've been waking up at odd hours. Those weren't nightmares, they were spiritual alarms. Your home was mentioned, but your soul was never touched. Archangel Michael says, "You have no idea how many demons tried to enter and ran away trembling. When they reached your wall, they saw an ancient symbol burning bright above your roof, placed there by a spirit from your bloodline long ago. That ancestral pact still speaks on your behalf even when you sleep." Type Amen to get blessing 777. The chair by your window may feel colder than usual, it absorbed some of the intention meant to make you restless. But the cold is leaving, and your room is reclaiming its warmth. The object they used to anchor their spell was broken in the spirit by the sound of your name spoken in heaven. There's someone in your neighborhood who noticed shadows lingering too long near your gate. They won't say it aloud, but their dreams are beginning to confirm something unnatural. Watch how their tone changes when they speak to you this week. The moon was used as a portal in that ritual, but heaven closed the opening mid-chant. One of the people involved started bleeding unexpectedly from the left palm. That was a spiritual backlash for trying to open doors meant to stay sealed. You may feel sudden relief in your chest when this message reaches your eyes. That's the breaking of cords that were tied to you without permission. You are free, completely free, even though the chains were invisible before now. Type Amen to get blessing 888. A woman with long fingers and a silver necklace touched your name written on dark parchment. She hoped to pull your home into a spiral of misfortune. But as she whispered the final line, her voice cracked and she fell into silence. The ritual was done inside a rented property with stained glass windows. One candle blew out on its own, no wind, no breath, just divine authority ending that moment. God didn't just stop it, He erased its power before it ever reached your timeline. You might start noticing your house feeling brighter without you changing the bulbs. That's the sign of divine reversal taking place. What was meant to block your blessings is now turned into a mirror reflecting harm back to sender. Heaven did not need noise to save you. It only needed faith, alignment, and your name written in the book of protection. The reason you've been feeling sudden bursts of strength is because angels have been dancing on your rooftop. Type Amen to get blessing 999. There was an older woman, someone who pretended to admire your strength, who played a silent role in directing energy toward your space. She didn't cast it directly, but she passed your name to someone who would. This indirect betrayal is what triggered heaven's swift response. Archangel Michael says, "The walls of your home echoed prayers that you may not have even spoken. They protected you like skin protects a heart." When the ritual's energy tried to sink into your foundation, it was absorbed and returned into the earth. There are small objects in your house that carried the energy of watchers. A mirror. A piece of jewelry. A handwritten note. These things are now harmless, but you may feel drawn to clean them or move them. That's your spirit responding to the new atmosphere around you. A neighbor who rarely speaks has been seeing your house in their dreams. Their silence is not ignorance, it's spiritual confusion. They feel something shifting but don't know how to interpret it. Type Amen to get blessing 313. Heaven has assigned 2 guardian angels to your front and back door. You may feel a cool breeze when you approach these spots, that's their wings brushing by. Their names were chosen before you were born and they've just returned from battle for you. That ritual would have worked on a weaker person. But your soul carries sacred fire from a lineage unknown to even you. The ones who attempted to harm your household will soon experience a reflection of their own shadows. They planned it for a Saturday. They circled a red object 3 times. They whispered your birth month and tried to tie it to moon cycles. But they underestimated the signature of divine favor over your home. Someone close to the group has already broken silence and confessed to a spiritual reader. That's how fast their plan cracked. Heaven scattered their bond like wind tears through ash. Type Amen to get blessing 444. Your house is not just wood, stone, and glass, it is a spiritual fortress. That's why certain people feel tired when they step near it. The light inside pushes out whatever darkness they carry. Archangel Michael says, "Your floorboards are soaked with prayers from generations who loved you without even meeting you." Their words became fire in the spirit realm. When the attack came, it met a wall of unseen warriors. There's an object in your kitchen that will begin to radiate warmth soon. It's a sign of divine presence settling in. You're not crazy to feel spiritual warmth around random places anymore. An animal may stare at your house a little longer these days. They're sensing the shift too. Spirit creatures are drawn to divine protection like moths to flame. Type Amen to get blessing 535. In the ritual, your full name was mispronounced, and that was the final crack in their foundation. Heaven didn't let them speak you fully. Your name is too sacred when carried in light. A man from their group kept seeing visions of a lion in front of your home. He hasn't slept properly since. That's because your house was spiritually marked as untouchable. The wind may sound different to you these days, it's not in your imagination. The air is carrying messages meant only for your spirit. You may hear a name or a number whispered in your sleep. Their altar broke. One by one, their candles fizzled. The ritual failed not just spiritually but physically, because the heavens refused your energy to be harvested. Type Amen to get blessing 727. Now, you may notice fewer headaches, less fear, and more clarity. That's because the interference has been lifted. Every sound in your home now echoes peace, not confusion. The next 72 hours will reveal something shocking to someone in their group. They'll try to hide what's happening, but one by one, their steps will unravel. Because God has declared your house a sacred dwelling. Their group will no longer meet. Fear will settle among them like a cold fog. One of them will try to seek you out to apologize, but divine law will stop them before they reach your door. The silence was never emptiness. It was an angel standing guard. Their weapons were invisible. But their power was absolute. Type Amen to get blessing 666. There will be a dream coming to you in the next 2 nights. In it, you may see a key, a gate, or an eagle. That's heaven confirming the seal has been placed on your property. Your sleep is about to improve rapidly. You'll no longer feel the pressure in your chest at 3 a.m. The cycle has ended. A woman wearing white will try to send a final energy message, but this time, it won't pass beyond your fence. Because the fence has been rewritten in gold script by divine hands. Archangel Michael says, your house was watched, but now it shines too bright for their eyes. You are safe, and no ritual can rewrite what God has already sealed. Type Amen to get blessing 121. One of the women involved in the ritual will start avoiding certain areas of her own home. Every time she crosses a mirror, she'll feel her chest tighten. What she tried to send toward you is now returning to her through the cracks of her own spirit. There is an unfinished drawing, vision, or painting hidden somewhere in your house, something you forgot about or dismissed. Soon, you'll be guided to look at it again, and you will see symbols and signs that connect to what heaven just broke. The connection wasn't random, it was prophetic. In the ritual, they chanted to the south wind, hoping to call spirits of confusion. But the angel surrounded your home and reversed the chant so strongly, it bounced back and caused one of them to collapse mid-ceremony. That person has not spoken since. There's a tree near your home, look at it. You may start seeing birds rest there more frequently. That is the chosen place of your protection seal now, marked silently by the divine. Type Amen to get blessing 808. Inside the house where the ritual was held, the ceiling began to leak water immediately after they completed the last chant. They thought it was a coincidence, but it wasn't. That was the physical world reacting to a spiritual mistake. God has turned your household into a safe zone, not just for you, but for anyone who steps into your space with pure intent. Your home is now a lighthouse for lost hearts, and anyone meant to harm you will feel repelled. They will feel sick trying to enter. Someone will message you soon, not to mention the ritual, but to test your energy. Their words may feel strange, a little too curious. Do not ignore your instincts when you feel them searching. Archangel Michael says, a scroll of ancient light was unrolled above your home before they lit their first candle. That scroll declared, "Do not touch." Chosen. Protected. The darkness shivered in recognition of what had already been decided. Type Amen to get blessing 242. Your door is now sealed by flame, not visible to the human eye, but clear to any spirit. It pulses at night when evil tries to approach. That's why you may feel your door vibrate sometimes without explanation. One of the items used in the ritual was stolen, yes, stolen. From a sacred place. That theft is what broke their spiritual contract and ensured its failure. That item is now cursed to the thief, not you. Watch for subtle shifts, like clocks freezing at random times, lights flickering for no reason, or chills brushing your arm. These are confirmations of divine reversal and angelic movement. You are living in a new spiritual atmosphere now. Someone who previously ignored you will begin treating you with unusual reverence. They won't say why, but spiritually, they now know you are untouchable. Type Amen to get blessing 414. The midnight ritual they attempted lasted only 22 minutes before chaos took over. Candles cracked, a window shattered, and their voices fell out of sync. That's when the higher power fully dismantled their agreement. Do not fear the shadows anymore. What once lurked has been banished. The darkness now fears you. Your home is about to feel warmer, calmer, and more peaceful. Even pets or plants will respond to this change. This is a confirmation that no ritual, no enemy, no weapon formed against your household can prosper now. Archangel Michael says, a shift has occurred. The very ground your house stands on has been re-anointed. It now vibrates with frequencies only angels can interpret and guard. Type Amen to get blessing 969. One of the people who joined the ritual had a dream that night. Your home appeared in it surrounded by flames of gold. They woke up drenched in sweat and terrified. What they saw was your divine firewall. You will be guided to place something near your main doorway soon, maybe a crystal, coin, or picture. Trust this inner nudge. It's part of heaven's update to your protection. Expect fewer electronics to malfunction. Expect your thoughts to be sharper. Expect your finances and relationships to suddenly begin clearing of confusion. There's a journal you haven't opened in a while. When you do, you'll find a phrase that seems to answer something you never thought you asked. That's how heaven speaks when protection has shifted into blessing. Type Amen to get blessing 636. A man involved in the group attempted to deflect blame. He said it was just an experiment. But heaven does not see these acts as experiments. Your name is not for their testing. Divine law was written in full force the moment your image was invoked. The spiritual contract made during that ritual has now reversed. Every single participant will feel disconnection in areas they tried to manipulate in your life. Their own homes will begin to feel heavy. Your house now has a golden ring of energy around it. When you walk out in the morning, you're stepping through a dome of light. That's why your anxiety feels lighter, and you're breathing deeper. From now on, any attack sent toward your home will be seen before it arrives. Your spiritual alarm has been turned up. You will sense it before it ever reaches your gate. Type Amen to get blessing 717. There is a door in your house that may creak more than usual. This door became a gateway during the attempted ritual. But now, heaven has sealed it, and the creaking is a sign of it locking closed forever to darkness. You are being prepared to enter a new phase of spiritual awareness. That's why certain people have gone silent, and others are suddenly drawn to your light. Heaven is realigning your circle. Archangel Michael says, your house was not just protected, it was upgraded. Spiritually, it is now seen as a healing ground. Visitors will begin to feel lighter, more joyful, just by being near you. There is an object in your bathroom that may have cracked without reason. That crack wasn't random, it was spiritual tension breaking apart. It's okay to throw it away now. Type Amen to get blessing 212. They used herbs, coins, ropes, and a whispering chant. But none of those tools were stronger than the prayers you don't even remember saying. Your tears alone were enough to ignite divine alarms. One of the women involved has since lost her voice intermittently. The message she tried to send was sent back with more power than she expected. Her spirit is facing consequences now. There's a spiritual vibration flowing through your water supply now. Bathing, washing hands, or even cleaning your space will now feel purifying. This is because heaven has blessed the flow in your home. You will soon begin having dreams where you're shown the ritual in pieces, visions of what was attempted. Do not fear these dreams. They are just heaven's way of revealing what you've survived. Type Amen to get blessing 555. No spell can stick to a soul that's been sealed by the divine. That's why you've been feeling lighter even without reason. The negative chords have been completely cut. The sound of rain may begin to soothe you in unexpected ways now. That's your spirit recognizing elemental purity. Water is carrying messages of your cleansing. Archangel Michael says, you were chosen not just to be protected, but to be a witness of God's interference. This wasn't luck. It was lineage. Heaven stepped in because you still have promises to fulfill. From this moment forward, watch who begins to stumble when they lie to you. Your vibration is now too high for deceit to hide under. Type Amen to get blessing 303. Let this message be confirmation. You were not left unguarded. You were under the eyes of those who never sleep. The next visitor who enters your home and mentions feeling peaceful will be a sign. Heaven will use their words as confirmation of this divine shift. Even if they try again, it won't matter. The spiritual firewall surrounding your home is no longer just defense, it is offense. Your space now actively rejects harm. You were targeted in secret. But you were protected in silence. And now, you are rising in light. Type Amen to get blessing 191. Archangel Michael says, even though you didn't hear the chants, your spirit heard them and instantly responded with force. That's why your mood suddenly shifted days ago, why your sleep felt interrupted and your senses heightened. Your soul stepped into battle even while your body rested. The woman who passed your name forward is now seeing dark reflections of herself in mirrors. What she hoped would attach to you has instead exposed her own hidden intentions. Her eyes carry the weight of her failure, and soon, others will notice the shift in her energy. She wore a violet scarf when she whispered your name into that ritual bowl. But the scarf caught fire in the vision one of her own sisters had after the ceremony. That's how the divine confirmed the reversal had begun. Heaven recorded every second of what happened. And it is now being reviewed by angels assigned to ensure those involved face the echo of what they attempted. There is no hiding from the spiritual records. Type Amen to get blessing 818. In your house, you may find a sudden urge to rearrange certain furniture or clean out a specific corner. That urge is not random. It is your spiritual instinct responding to the subtle residue of interference, clearing it out before anything lingers. There was a ringing in your ear this past week, high-pitched, brief, but persistent. That was the sound of dimensional interference bouncing off your protective field. What tried to enter was met with force. You will notice new energy forming at the center of your home. A warmth, a pulse, a silence that feels full rather than empty. That is the energy of sacred protection anchoring itself deeper. Your house is now considered a holy zone. What was targeted has been transformed into a beacon. Even distant energy workers will feel blocked when trying to look into your space. Type Amen to get blessing 363. The person who drew the ritual circle around your name has since fallen into spiritual confusion. Their visions are now clouded. Their dreams are filled with reversed light, images of gates they cannot pass. Archangel Michael says, this was not just a victory for your household, but a turning point for your destiny. Because you were supposed to be derailed. But you were preserved. Your spiritual gifts will begin awakening more rapidly now. Sight. Sound. Knowing. You will just feel when something is off. Trust it. That's the power that was unlocked the moment you survived the ritual. A door in your life is about to open, new opportunities, sudden favor, financial clarity. Because the energy that was tying you down has been snapped like a thin string. And what was delayed is now released. Type Amen to get blessing 707. A crack in the energy of one of the ritualists has now exposed a secret within their group. Someone is already planning to leave and reveal more. There will be internal chaos, betrayal, and scattering. You won't have to say a word. Heaven will handle it. Your silence will be your strength, and your peace will speak louder than confrontation. One of the objects used in your name's invocation is now missing. No one in the group can find it. But the truth is, an angel removed it during the ceremony. That's why they can't complete the loop. The full moon that was meant to amplify their work instead collapsed their field. Your spirit outshone their spell. The stars refuse to align with their intention because your name carries divine weight. Type Amen to get blessing 484. Now your dreams will shift. Instead of being chased, you will now stand still, and see others flee. Instead of being in the dark, you'll see yourself holding a lantern. That is spiritual confirmation that the season has changed. The wind that blew at your windows that night was not ordinary, it was the angels arriving. That breeze carried both warning and promise. You heard it, even if you didn't understand it then. A child around you may mention lights or shadows randomly. Pay attention. Children are the first to sense spiritual upgrades. You'll also notice your appetite returning, your skin brightening, your heart relaxing. These are not just health changes. They are divine reset symptoms. Type Amen to get blessing 626. A message is coming to you in the next few days, maybe a phone call, a letter, or an unexpected email. In it will be a sign that someone who doubted you is now unsure of everything. That's because the spirit realm revealed to them your true protection. Your name is not ordinary. It was never meant to be passed around in darkness. And those who tried will soon face unexpected emotional and spiritual consequences. Archangel Michael says, not only was your house shielded, but your future was rescued. The ritual was a spiritual attempt to delay what's coming, but heaven accelerated it instead. A major event, positive and public, is about to shift in your favor. And those who tried to confuse your timeline will have no choice but to watch. Type Amen to get blessing 393. They wanted you to cry, to lose, to wander, but now you're about to rise, win, and be recognized. Their ritual broke apart, but your name broke through. You will feel sudden moments of gratitude now, even without reason. That's your soul exhaling. That's your body aligning to the blessing that is now flowing in. The darkness underestimated the echo of your name in the spirit realm. They underestimated the mark of fire upon your roof. They underestimated you. Heaven does not forget what was done in silence. And now it rewards what was endured with faith. Type Amen to get blessing 555. Soon, you will see signs in threes, 3 birds, 3 numbers, 3 knocks, 3 songs. These are not coincidences. These are the new angels reporting in. The heavens have added new layers of security to your home. Your dreams will now serve as surveillance. Your rest will now serve as armor. If you suddenly feel like singing, moving, dancing, or laughing for no reason, do it. That's how the divine celebrates your victory before the world even sees it. Your home has become a story in the spiritual realm. A parable of protection. A testimony of divine interruption. Type Amen to get blessing 1212. The ritual they created to dim your light has now lit a fire under your purpose. You're being aligned, not just protected. And you will not return to the version of you that existed before this. Some of the individuals involved may fall ill, not by punishment, but by spiritual cleansing. They will be offered a choice, to confess, to change, or to crumble. Their future is not in your hands, it's in heaven's. A man with a scar will come to mind soon, his name will connect with one of the original participants. You may never meet him, but your soul will know who he is. He will begin seeing signs connected to you. Your house now carries the fragrance of divine oil, unseen but sensed. This fragrance repels harm, attracts favor, and draws divine visitors. Type Amen to get blessing 3131. Let this be clear, you are no longer a target. You are a testimony. Your household was named in darkness, but sealed in light. Spoken over by shadows, but claimed by angels. This message reached you because the time to reveal it had come. Nothing hidden will remain hidden now. The veil has been lifted. Your house is marked, yes, but not for harm. It is marked for miracles. Type Amen to get blessing 7777.